I'm trying to figure out how to do the reading comp and the logical reasoning. And for some reason, every time I get the question wrong, it's either because I second guess myself or I say to myself, oh, I knew the answer, but for some reason, I don't know why I chose that answer. Is there a way to like get out of that rut?
Yeah. What does your review process look like?
For me, it was most like reading through all the chapters, highlighting and trying to make like understanding notes to see what's like how I can do it. And then I just read their drills. Like
I mean more review. Like you got a question wrong. What do you do next?
Mostly I would just go through the book because the complaint book has their answers and they explain to me why this answer is right, but the others are wrong. But I still can't like understand why certain answer is wrong when that one's right. So I'm always saying to myself, why am I not getting anything? Like, why am I not understanding why it's wrong? Even though I'm trying to read over the book that's been trying to tell me this is the reason why, and then it's still not getting in my head. And then I went through multiple YouTube, LSAT stuff from you and all the other ones, and I'm still not processing it well enough to understand fully before I do my test, and I'm having a hard time.
I hear you. All right, well, there's two things I'll say. One is that the Kaplan explanations are not very good, and it might not seem classy of me to say that. I'm not looking to criticize all competition, but Kaplan in particular, I'm willing to call out because they've gotten bad results for so many of my students for so long. The Kaplan explanations, they don't really draw distinctions between necessary assumption and sufficient assumption questions. I don't know why they haven't fixed that for my entire career. That's been an issue, and it's confusing for students. Some of the things in their explanations are just plain wrong. So I would put those aside. Other sources, though, are likely better, and it's more just about finding which source of explanations sticks best for you, both in terms of who is writing the explanations as well as the medium in which you're getting them. So do you prefer videos? Do you prefer written? You might like one or the other. And then you might like my style versus somebody else's style. So find whichever source you like and just go with that. There's more free and low cost explanations out there than ever before. So find a source that you like for prep tests specifically, so that when you have a problem with, let's say, exam 75, section 4, question 13, you can go somewhere and get an explanation that you know is going to be relatively thorough and get you where you need. But the other thing I'll say is that it's not all about reading explanations. When I talk about the review process, explanations are just one part of that. There's also the work that you do to articulate your own thought process. I recommend what I call the Socratic review method, which is a detailed process of inquiry leading you to determine where your misunderstanding stemmed from. Was it the question stem, the stimulus, or the answer choices? Then more specifically, where within the stimulus was there a problem for you? What specifically gave you trouble about it? What did LSAC use to increase the difficulty level of that stimulus? Or if it was in the answer choices, what was tempting about the wrong answer that made you pick it? And what ultimately made it wrong? And what was discouraging about the right answer that pushed you away from it? And what ultimately made it correct? So you have these traps of encouragement towards the wrong answer and traps of discouragement away from the right answer. And I have a detailed class I previously taught. It's on the YouTube channel where I lay out question review strategies in more depth. And this is what I would recommend for you in terms of deepening your review process if the explanations that you're finding elsewhere aren't enough for you. And this is really what I would recommend regardless, even before explanations, is to articulate it for yourself, either write it out or talk it out with a study buddy or a partner or a coach or a tutor. Because if you're just doing it all in your head, it's not going to be deep enough. You have to actually put it out into the world, either writing in a notebook like a mistake journal or talking it out with somebody. Really important. And this takes time. And it'll mean that you can't do as many full-length exams, but it's incredibly important. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.